Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. Hope everybody's doing great today. We'll get started here right quick. Today, I'm at the station, as you can see, as I get prepared for our class today on severe weather. It is kind of an interesting thing. Today is Severe Weather Awareness Week, or this week is Severe Weather Awareness Week in North Dakota. It happened 2 weeks ago back in Minnesota. But this is the week we focus on what we need to do to stay safe during summertime severe weather. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the threats and all of that fun stuff. So good to have you on board. Please hit the comments below with your name, your location, even your age. Tell us, who's watching, how many's watching. Good to have you on board. Owen and Weston, glad to see you. Rick, glad to have you waving at me. And I also love the thumbs up if you enjoy what you see here. The wow face is one of my favorites as well. So got to have that feedback from y'all with regards to the subject. Now, it seems fitting to me that today's subject being Severe Weather Awareness Week, we can talk a lot about severe weather and being aware and making sure that you're ready for severe weather. So let me see here. Trying to get my video set up here. Boom, there we go. Just making sure I can see your comments too as they're coming in. All right, man. Good to have you, Eric Whitehill. Good to see you on board, Eric. And Logan, same thing. Good to have you on board again. Allison, good to have you checking in from work. I won't tell anybody. Nathan, good to have you on board. And Mr. Haas from the northern parts of Valley City. 4/100ths of an inch of rain this morning. That's not very much. They got a lot more down to the south of you. Okay, we do have some more rain heading our way today. It's a fitting day to talk about this. And I got to throw a shout out to my production department for making such a fun graphic. They grabbed pictures of my classes from times past. There's Pedro, my buddy. He's at home right now. We've talked about temperature. We've talked about heat. We've talked a lot of different subjects here in Hutch's weather class. And today it's dangers of severe summer weather. So we're going to cover that and then some. And I'm also going to spend some time and answer your questions. So I'm looking forward to those. And at any time during this, you can basically type up your question, and I'd be happy to do my best to address that now or afterwards. I'll go back and check those out as well. One more reminder, if you think that you know somebody, maybe you have a cousin who lives in California or a relative who might enjoy this class who lives in Michigan, tag their name in the comments below and let them know, hey, this might be a fun class that you might be interested while we remotely study. Hi, Marvin. Good to have you in from Grand Forks. Parker and Hayden from Wahpeton. Hi, Hutch and Pedro. And Chase, good to have you on board, Chase. I just saw somebody you know here at the station very well. So, okay. Let's get started with Severe Weather Awareness Week. And first and foremost, I want to talk to you about the types of threats we're talking about, and it's important. Hello from Spirit Lake Nation. Good to have you on board. DeMarcy, I hope I said that right, and Crystal as well. Thank you for joining us. Got to talk to you about severe weather. First and foremost, in the summer, there's a lot of people that I run into and meet that have nervousness about thunderstorms when they come around. And today, watching this class and learning what you can about thunderstorms and what they do and which ones could be dangerous and which ones might not and how you can find out, that's the important part. Being informed is always important. The fact that you're taking this class today with me says you want to be informed about the weather. And that is more than half of the battle. Think of it this way. If you don't know that you are under threat of bad weather or danger, then you're more at risk. Okay, you're more at risk of being hurt by that something. So learning more about the weather at all times is always good. And then being aware of your surroundings. Thunderstorms don't just sneak up on us, right? They can hit and develop very quickly, as we'll learn. But you can hear the signs of danger. And that sign of danger is this natural thing that comes around. It's lightning. When lightning strikes and you see it, then you know that there's a thunderstorm around and you might want to check on it. Certified Storm Chaser joining us. Rich, good to have you on here. Hope you're having a good time, and I hope you don't have too many storms to chase because, you know, sometimes severe storms can be bad, but we absolutely need people to be observers of the weather and report what you're seeing, because the radar at Hutch's station here at Valley News Live can look really a mess. It can look like a nasty storm, but what's happening out there might not be nearly as bad. And that's why we need reporters, storm spotters, and trained people to take up the path and watch the storms and watch for the signs of which ones are dangerous. You guys are studying a tornado drill, Joyce says, in school tomorrow. What should I have in my tornado emergency kit? Lucy wants to know. That's 10 years old. A tornado emergency kit just depends on where you are, Lucy, but the bottom line is you need to be able to be informed about the weather no matter where you are. So having something that can keep you in touch with the weather. So Hutch has something right here. I'm going to move the camera down. See that? That's a cell phone. Yes. If you have a cell phone, then you're in business, right? A cell phone can have you in touch with weather and weather information no matter where you are, no matter where you go, if you have a data plan. So making sure that you have some way to keep informed about the weather is the most important thing. And then having a plan that you're thinking about and that you've talked about with your family, and we'll go through all of that. You guys are great. Good to have you on, Rylan and Stephen from Stephen, Minnesota, age 8. Good to have you on board. Let's talk about the types of severe weather we can run into this time of year. Now, I've listed these in order of threat, okay? In order of threat. Hi, Janelle from Northern North Dakota. Good to have you on board. What this means is thunderstorms happen. There's a lot of thunderstorms that happen in a given year, and most of them are not even dangerous. They're not severe. Of course, if you have a thunderstorm, you have lightning, and lightning is always dangerous. So it's Mother Nature's way of warning you that things are getting kind of dangerous. You don't want to be standing outside and be a tall object for lightning to strike. So when you hear thunder, this is an important rule. When you hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. So if you can hear thunder, it's time to get inside. Okay? Now, over the course of a year, thunderstorms all produce lightning. Lightning is a threat. But a lot of thunderstorms produce very heavy rain. More rain and faster rain than most shower in an ordinary cloud. Okay? So it can rain so fast the ground can't soak it up. And if the ground can't soak up that precipitation, then we can have flooding or flash flooding. And I listed this number 1 for a reason. And that reason is that flooding and flash flooding cause the most loss of life on average every year. Okay? Now, there are some years where that doesn't pan out, where we have bad tornado outbreak, or some years that we have more lightning fatalities, but over year after year, more times than not, flash flooding and flooding is the number 1 thunderstorm-related threat to your life, okay, because of heavy rain. Another threat from thunderstorms is lightning, as we've talked about. Once you hear that thunder and you're close enough to be struck by lightning, time to get inside, okay? And we can have tornadoes. So overall, after the end of most thunderstorm seasons, tornadoes end up somewhere down the list, about 3rd, as far as loss of life goes. Tornadoes do not happen in every thunderstorm. So out of all the thunderstorms out there, only about 1 to 2% of thunderstorms become severe. And a severe thunderstorm creates damaging wind and large hail and maybe even tornadoes. Okay? But of those severe thunderstorms, only about 1% of them produce tornadoes. So tornadoes are pretty rare, and that's why. Also, tornadoes are usually very small. They usually last for a very short time, and that means the chances of them hitting anything big like a populated area isn't always the greatest. But it can happen, and it does happen. Tornadoes hit cities, big towns. They've happened in every state, so no place is immune from thunderstorm threats. Other threats from thunderstorms listed below here are damaging wind. Now, sometimes after a storm goes by, we have winds. We open the door, go outside, and we see damage. We see a barn blown over. We see that we have our trees snapped off. Was it a tornado? Well, thunderstorms can also produce straight line gusts of wind that are not going in a circular spinning fashion like a tornado produces, but straight line winds. And straight line winds can, in some thunderstorms, exceed 100 miles per hour. That's a lot of wind, right? 100-mile-per-hour wind is a lot of wind. Thunderstorms can also produce hail. It's way down at the bottom of the list. Hail causes a lot of damage, and it costs us a lot of money when it dents your car, when it damages your roof, when it destroys the roofing on your house or windows in your house or windows on your car. Hail causes a lot of money damage, so it's worth knowing about it, okay? But hail does not cause a lot of loss of life. It's not common for people to lose their life. So these are some of the threats, and it's this week that we start to remind people as meteorologists of what can go on. Hey, look at this. The radar has some activity on it today. And today we're in Grand Forks and here in Fargo. We're not getting any rain right now, but another round of showers. No thunder, lightning showing up with this because I have turned on lightning strikes so we would see them show up if there had been any in the last hour. And I don't see any lightning strikes. But as we look around the radar here, west of Fargo, west of Grand Forks over here, we're seeing some showers and storms. So the Haas's up there north of Valley City, guess what? We got some showers coming your way right now on the radar. Today, our weather doesn't look to be overly severe with these thunder showers. We could see some thunder and lightning with these a little later this afternoon, maybe. But we also have a little bit of spin in the atmosphere, so it has Hutch observing the weather a little more closely today. And spin can cause funnel clouds and maybe even tornadoes. But I'm not expecting a big outbreak of tornadoes. I don't expect big tornadoes. My phone just reminded me that I have a notification, so let me turn those notifications off here real quick. I hope I don't disconnect from anybody. There, still got me? Oh, I still see you. Good. Okay, Crystal, glad you're with us. Rick, glad to have you watching as well. Make sure you hit the like button if there's something interesting going on. Right now, we've got some showers moving in on Valley City. The radar shows green. That's just ordinary garden variety showers. When we see yellows and oranges, those are heavier rain showers. And when we see reds, do you see this firing up by north of Fargo, south of Hillsboro? That is firing up very quickly. No lightning or thunder with it yet, but it is a developing something right there, north of Georgetown, south of, whoops, I'm sorry, I'm kicking my camera, north of Grandin, just right over Grandin and Hendrum right now, we're seeing a thunder shower start to form, okay? So we do have some development today, and we're going to watch things very closely. And as we go through the afternoon, that's real an interesting area to Hutch because we've got clouds up north that are moving this way, okay? Whoops, from north to south. And then we got these clouds that are moving from south to north, okay? So a little bit of interesting feature right there. And this seems to be forming or firing right along a boundary that's north of town. Hutch is going to go and turn my sky cam a little bit, and I'm going to look north. While we're taking our class here, we can look north towards Hendrum, and we can see if there's anything dark and ominous looking out that way. Okay, so Hutch has the sky cam turned. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. Isn't it fun to be a meteorologist? How many think it might be kind of fun to be a meteorologist? Whoop, that's the time lapse. I don't want to show you a time lapse. Let me show you this. There's a live shot. Looking north from South Fargo, okay? So you're looking at downtown Fargo, right here where the buildings are, and the Hendrum area up here is where these clouds are developing, okay? So we're seeing a developing cloud, maybe even capable of making some thunder north of town. How many of you kids think it might be kind of fun to study weather or be a meteorologist? Kimberly says that she does. I think it's a neat thing. I love doing it. Lucas is raising his hand about being a meteorologist. That makes Hutch excited. Weather is something that's very interesting to learn. As we look at this picture, we see clouds, different types of clouds in this one picture. We see that not all of them are dangerous. In fact, none of them are dangerous right now. But knowing and learning how they form and which ones might be dangerous is what we're talking about. Today, I think it would be, Crystal says, I wouldn't mind learning about it. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about some terms that you might hear during thunderstorms or tornadoes. Okay, so as we set this into motion, sometimes you hear us use the term watch. Now, when it comes to tornadoes, a watch means be prepared, think about your plan to stay safe. Tornadoes or severe thunderstorms don't always happen when we're at home. Sometimes we're out camping. Do you like going camping? I sure do. Do you guys like going and playing baseball or basketball or heading to the park? Hutch does. So sometimes thunderstorms and tornadoes can happen when we're not at home. But a watch means we need to think about what we need to do in case storms get bad. And it's important to keep yourself informed about the weather. If there is a watch issued for your area, it means that conditions are favorable for storms to form around the region. So, hey, Mike.
Hey, can I join in for a second?
Yeah, we got Mike Morkin joining here. Let me see. I'm going to skip out. He wants to say hi.
Yeah, I just want to say hi.
Mike, it's good to see you. I've been working from home. And boy, we got the Gray Shirt Club going on.
That's
Did you wear a red tie today too?
Did you not wear a mask?
I got a mask right here.
Okay.
Oh, where did I put it?
Well, that's fine. I'll leave you alone. I'm sure everything is safe.
I've got my mask here.
Okay.
I just didn't need to wear it. I'm alone in the studio.
Okay.
And also, I was more than 6 feet away from you.
Okay, what's the subject matter today?
Today we're talking about bicycles. Is that right, everybody? Kimberly says, hi, Mike.
Hey, how's it going, Kimberly?
Yeah, Jeanette says she likes to study meteorology.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're talking about weather, not bicycles.
Okay.
And so we're talking about severe weather. It's Severe Weather Awareness Week, Mike. Did you know that?
I did. In fact, I saw Lisa Green talking about it at noon, and I'm sure you're going to continue to do that tonight on the news as well.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. So Joyce says, hi, Mike. And
Hi, Joyce.
Chase says no, doesn't think that meteorology is something he's real interested in studying.
Okay. All righty.
Yeah.
Well, I'll leave you guys alone. Nice to see you. Thanks for letting me on.
Thanks for keeping us all informed,
right.
about the news that's going on. There's a lot of news. So Mike joining us in Hutch's weather class today. Good. You never know who's going to pop in. All right, let's go ahead and get back to business here. When you hear Hutch use the word watch, that means be prepared. There could be storms forming. When you hear the word warning, that means a tornado has either been spotted or it's inevitable and it's going to happen, and radar indicates a very strong possibility of a tornado. A warning means you need to get to action, take an action. It's coming. So if you're in a warning area, then you definitely need to take your action that you were thinking about when the watch was issued. That might be going to a safe room in your home. If you're camping, that might be get out of the camper and go somewhere safe. Now, on occasion, the National Weather Service uses the word tornado emergency. This doesn't happen often. In fact, I've never seen it issued up here in the Grand Forks and Fargo area in the last 10 years. And it's something relatively new. The Storm Prediction Center and National Weather Service offices, when a big, dangerous tornado is coming, that means you likely won't survive the tornado without taking precautions, then the word emergency is issued. So these are the terms that you might hear, and it's important to familiarize yourself with them. Let's talk about our area, though, real quickly, everybody, and look at May. We are in January, February, March, April, right? This is a look at a snapshot of where tornadoes are most likely. The greatest risk of tornadoes is in red. Greater risk of tornadoes is in orange, and the possible tornadoes is in yellow. Notice that across the United States in the month of May, our area is in the yellow. That means they're possible in May, but it's not a great risk. We see a greater risk down south in places like Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas. Okay? We hear the term tornado alley. Well, this is the center of Tornado Alley down here. Kansas, Oklahoma, parts of Texas, Arkansas, even Missouri. Okay? But Tornado Alley does stretch up into the northern plains. Now, as we warm up here, our chances increase. Let's look at June. June really starts to get hopping here. And we see our area jump up into a greater risk for tornadoes. I have another visitor.
Hey.
Unbelievable. Hey, come on over here. I got my mask on this time. Look, everybody, let me... Who is this person? Do you recognize her?
Hey there. Mike said he came in here. I'm like, what do you mean Mike came in here?
He photobombed me, and I
Aw.
joined it. But he wore a gray shirt, but you got blue on today.
Yes, I do.
Very good.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Chase.
Hey, you know Chase is in class watching today. You probably know him. Say hi to everybody. Tornadoes happen. Kimberly says hi, Andrea, so you can say
hi,
hi.
Kimberly.
Well, I got to
Okay.
tell you, I've been working from home, so I haven't
Yeah.
seen like Andrea and Mike for way over a week. And I came in to do my class today because there's some thunderstorms out west that could form. So I'm
Oh,
watching them
yeah.
close. But
Okay, have a good day, everyone.
yeah,
See you later.
thanks for joining class, Andrea. You're welcome anytime. Mike, though, tell him to,
I'll tell him to stay away.
yeah, stay away. All right. Very good. Hey, we had another visitor in class today. What were we talking about? June. Let's look at our risk in June. Oh my goodness. So in Fargo, in Jamestown, in Valley City, and in Lakes Country, we see our risk of tornadoes go up to greater. No, we're not in the greatest risk for severe weather here in the form of tornadoes in the northern plains, but our chances are the best in June and early July here in North Dakota. As we look at July, we see that, look at the threat moves directly over our area and includes more of North Dakota, right? All the way out to Bismarck and Dickinson. Hi, Alex. Good to have you on board. Again, if you're just signing into class, hey, let us know where you're watching from. We've had people from Alabama. We've had people from Idaho. We've had people from Germany watching. It's great having folks from around the country and world join in on our classes. So we can have severe weather here in the northern plains. It does happen, and tornadoes can happen. And today we'll start with tornado safety, just a little bit of information to keep informed about. Kids, you're home learning about school right now, doing homeschooling, right? And sometimes you're at home when tornadoes happen or a tornado warning is issued or when a tornado watch is issued. And these are some rooms in a typical house. And this particular house here has a living room, some stairs that go down to a basement, a kitchen, a bathroom, a hallway, a garage, a bedroom. There's a deck in the backyard, okay, and the driveway. Now, if a tornado is out there throwing around debris, that debris oftentimes comes in windows. So we often tell you, stay away from windows or rooms with windows. If your bedroom has windows, then it's best to get out of the bedroom. If your deck, deck is an open area. You don't want to be on the deck when a tornado comes, right? Your living room likely has some windows as well. So we want you to get into an interior room and put as many walls between you and that tornado as possible. That makes the tornado debris have to go through more walls. So let's say a stick comes flying from the tornado into your living room. It only has to go through one window or one wall to get into your living room and hurt you, okay? But if you are in the hallway, it might have to go through 1, 2, maybe 3 walls before it gets to you. So a central room without windows is the best, okay? Even better than that would be a basement. So avoid windows, doors, or outside walls. Once you do get in, cover yourself with blankets or a mattress for protection. Do not waste time running to the bedroom to grab a mattress and drag it into the bathroom. That's not what I want during a tornado. Mattresses are only if it happens to be close by. Don't go to the bedroom just to jump under a mattress if the bedroom has windows and the bedroom has outside walls. Okay? So the mattress part, I don't want to confuse you with that tip. It is just an extra precaution should you be in a room without windows and you have blankets or a mattress to cover up with, then that's good. You know what's better? The basement down here. It says best place. The reason a basement is the best place for a tornado, if your home has one, is because you're down below the level of the flying debris. So if sticks are flying at ground level because the wind is blowing 300 miles per hour, then the ground level floor is more dangerous than down below the ground because you're under the level of the flying debris. So the basement is the safer place to be if your home has one. So that's a little bit about tornado safety. Right now, we're watching some storms in the Fargo area. Hutch doesn't anticipate that we will have a bunch of severe weather today, but I'll let you in on a secret. We could have some weak funnel clouds today. Weak funnel clouds. They're not likely to touch the ground, but there is some spin in our atmosphere today. And if one does happen to touch the ground, you want to know what you can do. So the important part of Hutch's class is I try to keep all my classes to about a half hour so that you can get on with your life and day. And I know that some of you have school classes. We'll talk about the crystals question. I lived in an old house that didn't have a basement. What do you do then? That's a very good question. The number one most important thing that anybody who's afraid of tornadoes, lightning, hail, flash flooding, or thunderstorms in general can do is stay informed. Get that cell phone. And when thunderstorms are around and you hear that thunder and lightning, you should go right to the best source. And the best source is Valley News Live. Have the Valley News Live weather app on your phone. Have the Valley News Live news channel on your television. If thunderstorms are around, okay, and you see a thunderstorm coming, then you're going to know about it on Valley News Live. We have a crawl that'll go across the bottom of your screen that will have the words. They'll tell you exactly where the thunderstorm warning is. And if it's real bad, Hutch will be right here to show you the radar and show you where the storm is the worstest. So staying as informed is the number one most important thing you can do. If you're at home, it's easier to stay informed because you have your TVs, radios, you even have your cell phone. But if you're camping, your cell phone or your radio in your vehicle might be the only way that you can stay informed. So if thunderstorms are approaching and you hear thunder or you see big clouds that look dark or the sky's getting dark, that is a sign. Once you hear that sign, please go and check the information. See if there's severe storms, and then keep that information close by. So if it changes quickly, that you have information on when there is a severe thunderstorm or when there is a tornado warning. That's the most important thing. If you have a weather radio, that's a good thing. So how about Hutch walks around a little bit with you? But before I walk around the station, I'm just going to put my mask on just to protect me and my coworkers if I run into any of them. Let's talk about something. Rich, driving during bad weather. Yeah, during bad weather, I run the weather radio in Perham. Hey, Rich, I appreciate your work. If the weather gets bad, Valley News Live is going to let you know about it. Okay, so here at our station, we've got all these computers right in the studio to keep you informed. We've got our Skycam computer that we can point, zoom, click, and remember that storm that was firing up? We're keeping our eyes, Hutch is keeping his eyes on that. We're looking for certain parts of the storm that may or may not be dangerous. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow, okay, what to look for with regards to severe weather. I'm not going to teach a full-on severe weather class that would take 2 hours to go through all of the features of storms, but we can sure talk about a few. Thunderstorms are cool. And when you look at this picture on the Skycam, I want you to, I'm zooming in. Thunderstorms have flat bases. See that? That's a flat base on the bottom of that developing cumulus cloud right there. A thunderstorm is forming. Okay? Flat bases are interesting, and we can watch those flat bases. And this thunderstorm here, this cumulonimbus cloud is starting to form. I don't know if it has lightning yet, so it may not be a true thunderstorm. But we can see underneath of it, because there's light, so there's no rain shaft yet. That's really cool, isn't it? You can look at clouds from a distance and see that one isn't raining yet. But what that means is developing, okay? We can keep our eyes on different clouds and different cameras from around the region, okay? So we do that here. We also have a lot of other computers back here that are not all fired up and running right now, but this one is a computer that will, right now, if a warning is issued, it's going to crawl and give you that information right away, okay? So you definitely can stay informed about the weather on Valley News Live and by downloading the Valley News Live weather app. Sonia, good to have you on board. Crystal, I'm glad you could join us. I think that's good for class today. I really don't want to go over too much more. There's my weather wall. I haven't used that weather wall in about a couple weeks. I've been doing the weather from my home, and I plan to go back and do the weather from my home today. One last check of our weather on the radar here. As I slip the camera back into its holder, it's awful wiggly. Sorry about that, because Hutch is shaky and I've had too much coffee. Here's the radar. And Hutch is at the station watching this stuff form. Let me make sure I've got the lightning turned on this view. I do not. Let's see. Where's there lightning? There is lightning in the storm just north of us, the one we were looking at. Yay, lightning. See that lightning bolt near Grandin? If you are watching and you're from Grandin, you may have had some lightning. Hendrum, there's some lightning. And it's moving slowly over the last hour. It's only developed and slowly drifting off to the east. That storm is forming along a boundary. We've got winds from the pushing from the north up here. We got winds pushing from the south down here. That's an interesting area that Hutch wants to watch. Okay, so we'll watch it. Again, I'm not expecting a bunch of severe weather, but there's a chance that we could have a strong thunderstorm or a funnel cloud because of the spin that's in our atmosphere today. We'll let you know. That doesn't mean you need to live in the basement. It just means that you need to stay informed. Hey, there's my mask. I want you all to have a very good day. I got to duck down here. Have a good day. I'm going to wrap up the class. Thanks for liking it. Head over to Facebook, search for Hutch VNL, and give my page a like as well. I sure appreciate you. I appreciate you watching the classes. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. And be prepared. That's right, Crystal.